Welcome back. Nick Ewan is a director of content at The Points Guy, and he was one of the site's first contributors back in 2012. He has visited 51 countries and counting. I'm so jealous, largely using points, miles, and credit cards. And he is here to help us do the same. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, most of us have heard of points, of course, but I'm sure that many of us aren't using them to the fullest potential or properly. How can we get the most out of our points?
Well, it really all starts first and foremost with setting a goal for yourself, figuring out what you want to get out of these rewards programs. Of course, the most popular ones are airlines and hotel programs. And of course, many credit cards have their own programs. But you see a lot of retail chains, restaurants. Just today, I had lunch at a Jersey Mike's sub shop. They have a loyalty program. So really, if you're not participating in some of these, you're really missing out on some significant rebates that can not just unlock or put cash back in your pocket, but can unlock some really fantastic experiences to travel across the US or even around the globe.
Now, a lot of people do have credit cards, of course, and a lot of people travel. But what mistakes are we making? I know I have had airline credit cards in the past. I accumulated miles, but I think maybe the program changed. I don't think I ever got anything out of it. How do I keep up? How do I make it work for me?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes that we see a lot of people make is biting off more than you can chew. Generally, we say start with one thing at a time, make that part of your muscle memory so that you do it without even thinking. Like if you book a Delta flight, make sure you have your Delta Sky Miles number on there. Every time you travel, make sure that you are signed up for your hotel loyalty programs. But start small. Don't try to take on too much. Another big mistake that we see when it comes to credit card companies is spending beyond your means. As much as we like to think of credit cards as a great way to cover your purchases, doesn't mean you can just go on a shopping spree. So you definitely don't want to spend too much than you can actually afford. Our number one rule of thumb is to always pay your balances in full and on time every single month. And the other thing too is we see a lot of people who hold on to their miles and points for too long. And then, as you said, the program can change. Potentially the miles expire or they become less valuable. So don't really sit on your rewards. Once you've earned them, burn them.
What are
Right.
some of the best ways that you personally use your points and miles?
Well, one of the things I personally like to do is use them to unlock trips that I could never typically afford out of pocket. I don't have $25,000 sitting around for a first class ticket to Bali, but several years ago, my wife and I both booked those using some of our American Airlines miles that we had accumulated through a combination of travel as well as signing up for some American credit cards. We also just recently enjoyed a full suite at a Park City resort over New Year's Eve. That was going for about $1,300 per night, and we covered it entirely using points.
Wow.
We also just in December spent a night at the Park Hyatt in New York City. The room was retailing for $1,500 a night. But for me, my wife, and my daughter, we stayed there completely free. And in November, I had the incredible good fortune of flying home from Europe in Singapore Airlines first class. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Again, using points I was able to unlock that for about $100 in taxes and fees. So there are a lot of great opportunities out there, and of course, we cover all of them here at the Points Guy.
Well, of course, we're getting very jealous. You guys are the experts. Are there certain credit cards, hotel chains that are known for having the best offers, or does it change all the time? And really, you have to keep checking in and checking up on what's the best ones to take advantage of?
There's definitely a lot of time that you can devote to research, but there are a few that do stand out in the eyes of me as well as some of my fellow colleagues here at the Points Guy. If you're looking for a really rewarding loyalty program, World of Hyatt is really fantastic in the sense that you can get some really incredible value when you put your points to use. On the credit card side, generally we love American Express as well as Chase. They have their own kind of uh, proprietary programs, American Express membership rewards and Chase Ultimate rewards. And you can really go deep into how to maximize all of those points and miles. But really, the big thing that I say to anyone who's just getting started is to start small. Maybe you don't want to mess with the world of points and miles. You just want cash back. There are credit cards out there that put 2% back in your wallet on every single purchase that you spend, compared to using a debit card or paying in cash, where you get no return on that purchase. So starting off small with maybe a cashback card is a great way to get started. That's how I first got started. And now I'm able to travel the world in luxury with my wife and my daughter.
Such great tips, Nick. Thank you so much for being with us.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, and we will be right back.